I'm going through a lot, and some days I just be like, everybody go through this in their career and they like.
The business is currently in disbelief since Young Miami recently sued Tyler over what might become one of the largest copyright disputes of 2025. And since it's on that wax and paper, it's more than just internet rumors. Miami is suing Miss Tyler for $20 million, according to documents obtained by people close to Carishia Brownlee's legal team. The lawsuit alleges that Tyler's new track, Chanel, copies protected portions from Miami's unreleased Take Me to Chanel. It all began with a single tweet. "Take Me to Chanel is greater than Put Me in Chanel," Young Miami said on X on October 16th. It appeared to be a promo at first, but a few minutes later she made a slew of mysterious posts accusing a certain girl of stealing her song. "My song was stolen by this chick, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. Just so you know, I sang this song to this girl." Just that tweet, everyone, took social media by storm and drew in every blog. Later that day, TMZ revealed that the anonymous female was Miss What a Tyler, the Grammy-winning South African pop artist who had only hinted to a song. "Put me Chanel, and pretend you adore me."
Says that you gotta put in Chanel. Put in Chanel. I say love me and put me Chanel.
However, Miami's complaint wasn't the only thing that caused this whole situation to blow up. It was the lyrics, the timing, and the evidence that Young Miami is said to have received. Miami had been hinting about her solo debut for months, having stated on X in February 2025 that Take Me to Chanel would be the 2025 bad anthem. Later that year, in August, she tweeted it once more. "The movie Take Me to Chanel is popular. Everyone is attempting to steal my tune." No. Tyler immediately made comparisons when he showed off Chanel on TikTok and Instagram, singing "I love you," and then placing me in Chanel's fence. Young Miami claims that months earlier, when they were both in Los Angeles for the 2024 BET Awards weekend, she shared her demo in private. She stated that during a relaxed studio session led by a mutual producer, whose identity she hasn't yet made public, she performed the unfinished song for Tyla. Additionally, Miami's attorneys are purportedly basing their lawsuit on that meeting, per revealed insiders. They claimed that Tyler heard the hook and then used her minor melodic alterations to duplicate it. This is a typical pop tactic, but it goes too far if it's connected to an unreleased copyrighted song. Fans, however, were divided, yes. Miami was reaching, according to some. Thus, Young Miami's song is so garbage, remarked one user on X. By releasing her song first, Tyla did her a favor, because the two songs are entirely different. "We're still waiting for that proof that she supposedly played her song for Tyler," retorted another. Tyler and Young Miami don't appear to be interacting at all. Furthermore, why would she perform her song for Tyler at all? Sure, if you had said Gorilla JT, Dua, Cardi B, or DOA, but where did Young Miami even come from? Which is somewhat accurate given that Miami claimed to have stopped rapping, but the court documents paint a more complete picture. The complaint, which was allegedly submitted to the Los Angeles Superior Court, alleges mental suffering, unjust enrichment, and copyright infringement. According to Miami's crew, her composition was completed more than 7 months before Tava's release, as evidenced by metadata from studio files dated March 4, 2025, that were kept in Pro Tools Cloud. Snippets of the demo are purportedly included in the affidavit attached. "Take me to Chanel and buy me what I like. Send me a tight message and put me in Chanel. Bring me to Chanel. Purchase items that I enjoy. When you send your tights, put me in Chanel." That sounds remarkably like Tyler's chorus from a teaser. "Put me in Chanel if you think you love me. You're aware of my preferences." According to a musicologist hired by Miami's lawyer, there is a 68% lyrical overlap between the two songs, and the hook's cadence rhythm is the same. Enough. They contend that a trial is necessary. Additionally, they purportedly said that the beat structure has a key signature and BPM that are almost identical, matching those of a South African producer Tyler frequently collaborates with. According to the lawsuit, which is seeking $20 million in damages, Tyler's label allegedly benefited commercially from early streaming estimates and brand collaborations with Chanel, partnerships that may have gone to Miami had her track been released earlier. However, Tyler's camp didn't make a public announcement. According to sources who spoke to our insiders, Tyler believes that this litigation is pointless and self-serving. Days before the case was made public, A cease and desist letter was purportedly given to Miami behind closed doors, instructing her to stop making unsubstantiated allegations of theft and defamatory insinuations. However, blogs transformed the court petition into a popular discussion in a matter of hours. Hot New Hip Hop, Complex, TMZ, and Hollywood Unlocked all reported on it with headlines like City, Crawl Goes Legal on Tyler, and Battle of the Best channels. Critics note that Miami has previously argued with her City Crawl partner, JT, and that this is not her first public altercation, accusing her of sneak dissing. Later denied, but nonetheless memorable, were a few. Interview.
Shit ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like, we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day, or we checking in like, hey, she posting my shit, I'm posting her shit.
Critics say that she may be pursuing a lawsuit to get attention before going solo. Out. Legal experts, however, differ, subtly contending that Young Miami's presence of recorded studio sessions and digital timestamps demonstrating their development prior to Tyler's is prima facie proof of ownership. And for that reason, this is not a mere publicity stunt, but rather a really serious case. Tyler, meanwhile, remained sweet and composed. Instead of responding directly, she stepped up her efforts to promote the song. She captioned the Instagram cell with Chanel 1024 next Friday, October 24th. Fans see it as a sophisticated retort, transforming quiet into a tactic that may work. Within hours of the song's planned release, it may even top Spotify's New Music Global playlist. However, since this lawsuit has apparently been filed, Tyler's label must decide whether to settle, postpone the release, or go to trial. In South Africa, the lawsuit has caused a stir on both sides of the Atlantic, and supporters are reportedly calling it a wake-up call for up-and-coming musicians to work with American celebrities. However, jurisdiction becomes complicated when intellectual property crosses national boundaries, which is precisely what Tyler's attorneys want to argue. Legal sources suggest that they will contest the California location, arguing that there is no legally binding NDA and that the claimed session took place in a private Airbnb without a formal contract. The lawsuit should be dismissed or transferred to an international copyright tribunal, a lengthy process, if the court concurs. This is where things start to get really interesting because Miami's team is purportedly requesting raw session stems and information in order to gain discovery access to Tyler's studio project files. If accepted, it might identify the song's original composer. Furthermore, Miami's case depends only on her own Pro Tools files and text messages as evidence of exchange in the event that it is rejected. And these situations typically come down to access and striking similarities. Additionally, a jury might find in favor of Young Miami if Tyler had access to Miami's demo and the songs sound alike. Nonetheless, other analysts maintain that the $20 million amount is a strategic anchor for negotiations. Settlements for high claims frequently amount to 5 to 10% of Achuan. Therefore, if Tyler's label decides to settle out of court, Miami might end up with at least $1 to $2 million in shared credits. Miami now stands to benefit more commercially. A confirmed lawsuit establishes her as a serious artist defending her art, elevating her reputation as a solo artist above the city females. Tyler's team, on the other hand, is concerned that legal action would jeopardize her brand alliances with Coca-Cola and Pandora, particularly if court documents reference the commercial use of stolen content. However, industry executives are a little anxious behind closed doors. Allegedly, the case establishes a precedent for the sharing of unfinished songs during sessions. After this, no one will perform demos for anyone. However, as of right now, Tyler's song Chanel is still scheduled to be released by Epic Records on October 24th. However, it has been reported that Miami's team has been requesting a temporary restraining order to prevent promotion until the ownership is determined. However, court officials anticipate a hearing in a few weeks. Even though the situation is severe elsewhere in the world, Tyler's release could be blocked in the US if the judge granted a TTRO. However, Young Miami recently tweeted, "It doesn't matter. It's my mom's fucking song." Tyler, meanwhile, keeps sharing highlights and practice videos as if nothing were happening. Fans referred to this maneuver as the ultimate power play. The fight for public opinion is still divided. Team Miami feels that regardless of the size of the opponent, artists must defend their work. Miami is using the lawsuit suit as a marketing tactic according to Team Tyler, and inspiration is not theft. In any case, this trial will alter the way that US and foreign artists collaborate, particularly when the music spreads more quickly than the paperwork. However, analysts anticipate months of talks. Additionally, the majority of copyright disputes like this one are resolved through joint credits or private settlements prior to trial. She may also offer co-writing rights and a portion of revenues if Tyler acknowledges some influence but denies deliberate theft. The verdict might cost her millions of dollars and stop her Grammy momentum if she fights and loses.